Let's take a look at a back-to-back stem and leaf plot in Connect. This is actually one of the most missed questions in the homework in Module 2, so hopefully this video will help. The example says that we've got the running times in minutes for the 12 top grossing movies rated PG or PG-13, as well as the top 12 grossing movies rated R for a recent weekend. We're supposed to construct back-to-back stem and leaf plots for these data sets. And if there are no leaves in a particular stem, then we have to select the None button. So the very first thing that I've done is I've taken the data for the PG or PG-13 movies and I've put that data in list 1. And I've taken the data for the R-rated movies and I've put that data into list 2. Now, a really good practice whenever you're working with stem and leaf plots is to always put your data in ascending order. And that is because in a minute when we put that data back into the stem and leaf plot, the leaves will always be in increasing order as we move away from the stems. So let's get started. We'll say stat sort A, list 1, enter, and then we will say stat sort A, list 2, enter. And if we go back into stat edit, then it's all set up for us to now plug our leaves into the stem and leaf plot. And so the first stem is 8, and so notice we have 2 data points with a stem of 8 in list 1. And those leaves that correspond with the stem of 8 would be 8 and 9. However, I'm not going to enter this as 8 and 9 like that, because we need the data to be ascending as we move away from the stem. So this actually needs to be entered as 9 and then 8. And on this side, we don't have any data values with a stem of 8. In list 2, you can see that. And so we were just going to select none. Okay, let's go to the stem of 9. You can see if we scroll down here a little bit, we have 97, 98, and 98. But again, I'm not going to enter 7, 8, and 8. It has to go the other way here. It has to go 8, 8, and then 7. Because as I move away from the stem, my numbers are increasing, which means on this left side that these numbers are actually descending. Okay, let's go to the other side, list 2. So what do we have when the stem is 9? Well, we have 93, 95, 97, 97. So I'm going to enter 3, 5, 7, 7. And let's go to a stem of 10. You can see when the stem is 10, we have in list 1, 1 leaf, and that leaf would be 0. And then in list 2, when the stem is 10, well, we don't have any leaves. And so again, I'm going to select none. Okay, let's keep going down. We have a stem of 11 here and leaves of 2 and 5. But that's going to be entered as 5 and then 2 because, again, the leaves need to be increasing as we move away from the stem. So they're descending as you go to the stem, just on that left side. So on list 2, when the stem is 11, we have 0, 1, 8, and 8 for the leaves. So let me enter those, 0, 1, 8, and 8. And again, this side is kind of your classic stem and leaf plot, so those numbers are increasing, again, as I move away from that stem. Okay, when the stem is 12, my leaves are 6 and 7. On the left side, though, that has to be entered as 7 and then 6. And when my stem is 12, in list 2, we have leaves of 0 and 2. Okay, let's scroll down just a little bit more, make sure we get all of our data. And you can see in list 1, we don't have any data points with a stem of 13. So this is going to be none. And then for list 2, for the R-rated movies, again, we don't have any data points with a stem of 13. So that's again going to be none. When the stem is 14 in list 1, with the PG or PG-13 movies, we have a stem of 5. And when we go to the R-rated movies, again, we don't have any data points with a stem of 14. So I'm going to click none again. This is going to be none for list 1. There's no PG or PG-13 movies that start with 15. And in the R-rated movies, we do have 157. And so when the stem is 15, we have a leaf of 7. So this is going to be 7. And then at the very last, we have a stem of 16 and a leaf of 6 in list 1 and a leaf of 5 in list 2. Okay, so I can click check answer, and I'm looking for that big green check mark, and I got it. All right, so the biggest thing to focus on in these questions is as you enter the leaves, they are increasing as you move away from the stem. So if you start here and you go away from the stem, those numbers are increasing. Or if you start here and you move away from the stem this way, they are also increasing. But if I start here, one of these stems, and I go that direction, I go away from the stem, then you can see that the result is going to be numbers that are actually going to be in descending order on that left side. Okay, so I hope this helps a little bit. Hopefully it clears up some of the confusion with this particular type of problem.